Howdy, y'all. Welcome back. It's Act 3, Scene 10. Hall of the Mountain King. You really did go deeper into the caves. Well, were easy enough to find. I've met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of our project. Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. Published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it is a bit tediously sentimental. We found your doctor. Oh, good. Yes, you're looking, well, not well, to be honest. You smell like a distillery. Have you been drinking? Conway looks at the floor. Well, I wouldn't blame you if you had been. It's so dim here. So you found the address data. Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a Deer and Crunchy's numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name collision. Dogwood Drive. Wait, wasn't the Bureau gonna process it? I insist. I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. On that note, howdy, Magic. Doing well. We're on a bit of a Dead by Daylight break running through this game, Kentucky Route Zero. I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge. Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there. Now we, too, proceed to history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau. We'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to Cathode Ray, then turn around, then it's just clockwise till you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. When given the opportunity, I didn't let Conway drink at the bar. He didn't drink anything. The gate is open. Like, that's the first time where I feel like a decision I've made hasn't actually impacted the game. Now, here's a warning. There is a massive storm outside. If I lose power, stream and recording will end. I'm just kind of breezing through these descriptive texts as we roll down. What happened up there? I'm actually not sure. Very mysterious, ma'am. Thanks for waiting, old man. And what have you been doing? Keeping Johnny here company? They don't want to stay any longer. So it was counterclockwise to the cathode ray. That would be, yeah, this way. And now from here we turn around and go clockwise till we get back to the Bureau. Hey baby Katie, welcome to chat. Say hi to YouTube. And there's the Bureau. Act 3, Scene 11. Oh yes, Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. I'm narrating my way over this game, Katie. We've been doing this for the last 3 streams. It's like, this will be the 13th video? Yeah, just doing something different. Feels like Conway's been reduced to a side character rather quickly. Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. Nice place. It is, isn't it? Sometimes I forget the acoustics in here have a way of grinding one down. The results just came in by courier. Good news, Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference their results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive, and I'd like to be ready. It's okay, Katie. You'll be able to watch all this on YouTube when it goes up when I'm done. I actually haven't uploaded them yet. Wait until I finish the game. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. I still have one of my sculptures in a museum down there. Did you know? Big ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks and deep. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows. Alright, what happened? What? In the church, at the graveyard. You two came out of there all weird. What happened? It's okay. You can tell him. It doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So, we were in that graveyard. Flashback sequence? Interesting. Act 3, Scene 12. Howdy, Foil. Where the strangers come from. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. Worth a look inside, I guess. I want to stay outside. Okay, I'll stay with him. Howdy, Orko. We can look for lizards. Okay, we'll make it quick. The church floor is cold metal, scuffed and flexed by unknown boot heels. A handmade apparatus for the production of moonshine, assembled from scavenged metal and natural materials. I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Heck, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but... So what did you find down there? When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation. She was just there. It was kind of horrible, I mean. I told you she disappeared suddenly, ran away. We thought she was dead. Yeah, I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then, next time I flipped to channel 2, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. Walls are all blank and kind of gray. There's tape on the wall, like markings and desks. Maybe a classroom? The camera's in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room. There's Weaver right there in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sounds. Just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. Shannon coughs into her sleeve. It's so dusty in here, right? Hadn't noticed. Maybe it's me. I'm kind of allergic to... What was that? Did you hear that? We should. You know, I thought this game couldn't surprise me anymore. I genuinely thought I'd seen my last surprise. A glowing skeleton at the end of an elevated pew, or a pew that's an elevator. Consider me surprised. Wait, and now I'm controlling the skeleton. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. Afraid we only have one opening at the time. Horrible business. We're actually looking for some information about an old computer. Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel there's a certain place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Some kind of factory? Yeah, maybe, but for what? And why hidden away like this? And what's that smell? Like bread? Baking bread? Please, follow me. Oh wait, when she pulls out her degausser. He degausses. I have to ask you to step in here for a moment. This is just for your safety and adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. We don't wear glasses, so that won't be an issue. Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. More glowing skeletons in these chairs. Wow, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. You really like old electronics. Yeah, I've got it bad. That's why I got into this business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame just to let it fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back in the cave. Xanadu. Decades of engineering. Thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy all petrified in the living stone. How could you just let that fall apart? This is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper. Borrowed some cash to store his hive. Interest accrued more quickly than the honey. Now he works for us here in logistics. Wait, so this is Hard Times whiskey. More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. What formula? Oh, the formula. Changed our lives. Once, years ago, we were prisoners of the intricacies of our debt here. We'd have to account for everything on paper. Compounding interest by hand, reassessing amortization, and leverage asset distributions according to nightly merit decay. Then, she stepped out of the dark caves to show us the light of the formula. She had a brilliant grasp of mathematics and a saint-like way of speaking right through the numbers. Now, just plug our daily numbers into the formula, run it all through the adding machine. We occasionally suffer some surplus drift, but she instructed us on all the necessary adjustments. It was devastating to see our revered mathematician go, but she was needed elsewhere. Her legacy abides. We actually just need to ask you about a computer. No. The orientation is all done by voice and rote. Oh, we don't believe electronics have a role in our company culture. Computers are tools. Plenty of interesting mechanical this and that ahead, though. Shall we move on? Here's the fleet. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. What do you do here? Oh, I'm a copywriter. Text on bottles and flyers, ad copy, that sort of thing. Discerning shades and heartsick lovers have long known the taste of hard times, and held it in favor over all other spirits. That is what I'm on. So, the trucks are just east a ways and shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facility's sublime machinery. Okay, so we insist on following the roads kind of as they're laid out. Yeah, vehicle's a little fussy. Okay, so there's like an invisible wall there. There's a wall here. Boy, that was needlessly complicated. Feel that draft warmth like a summer breeze? This is the agent warehouse. How many casks do you got aged in there? I couldn't say exactly. Take a look at the inventory report later if you'd like. Plenty, though. Of course, we only have half our agent stock in here at any given time. Most distilleries left but their whiskey sit in casks through the cycle of seasons. Summer, the wood expands and whiskey seeps in, picking up flavor. Winter, the wood contracts and squeezes the whiskey back out. Down here, there are no seasons. Each workday proceeds from the last in an unbroken chain of climate control. So, we make our own seasons. Each cask alternates in a weekly cycle between the cold ground upstairs and this heated warehouse. So, I guess these are like before and after? Those are caskets. The new cask look like could be used for anything. Yeah, before they get all warped and stained, you can't really undo that, can you? No way to clean them after the aging process. I mean, it's a one-way street. Please, don't touch a thing. Very sensitive devices. We're not even allowed to run the formula through them. We have some computer issues of our own. Computers. Personally, I am opposed on principle. Am I boring you yet? Are you simply dying of boredom? I myself can discuss this matter past sunrise. We're trying to fix this old computer in the caves. Of course I'm boring you. Let's move on. More of these old computers. Looks like about the same vintage of that stuff in the caves. What's this little screen for? Oh wow, very good eye. This is an XY monitor. It's they use them in oscilloscopes in arcade games, or well, they used to anyways. It's rare stuff. Hey, is this like antiquing with Lysette for you? Probably sound kind of ridiculous, waxing about vacuum tubes and oscilloscopes. I don't think I could talk about anything like that. I bet you could, someday. Maybe you'll bend my ear about whatever. Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run. Precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. I've been driving all my life, for better or worse. I suppose that's all you must say. I like that. Never say more than you must. It's boastful and ugly. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company, slow to anger, but if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all that lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, and a few casks too, we're all just thankful he had no next of kin. So, let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 1020 on that load, come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 1012, City Kitty. This a good time, dispatch? We may have found Miguel's replacement. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10-9, come again. Introduce yourself. Hello? Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. You folks, 99 wheel holder. Gotta pay the water bill. So I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Oh, sure, I know you'll want to look. Kick the tires is the thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. More likely to hurt ourselves. Isn't it the way, eh? Sure, they're big, fragile machines, but they can be fragile. Absolutely. A truck deserves care and fearful respect. Like a glass elephant. Miguel was a good driver, but he didn't have that kind of quality of deference. Conway sat in a dim room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. Drank coffee with a little sugar. Listened. The speaker listed all the things we tried. That most people in the room were probably there by court order. A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, like good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual. All the things we tried. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands through a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning. He started walking. He was always walking these days. It was good to slow down. It felt clarifying. Like a walk in meditation. The road ran by a creek for a while. He took an unforeseen detour where the creek and road parted, following the edge of the water. He skipped a few stones alone and stopped to consider an overturned boat. It was a kind of serenity, that wandering and looking without purpose. He was coming to rely on those moments. Now, what else can we show you? Headlights work fine, see? Do little fiddles with the controls. That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. Never know who you'll run into in the daylight. Dusk can be treacherously misleading. With all that indirect light, the magic hour, huh? Drivers sleep in the day then? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could sometimes. He helped me, you know. Sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. Conway had to get off the highway. Too loud, too murky. Turned off into some gray cornfield in Indiana. Empties rattled under the passenger seat. Kept them there so the smell wouldn't spread. That window was always open as a crack. He had to pull over. Needed a nap, even if he ran late. He's only human. Been out since the headlights were on. Didn't even stop for coffee. Cracked a beer at 3, eyes on the road. 4:30 he dodged some stray cattle. Headlights were coming back on. Rockford could wait. Early morning couldn't be much worse than late night. What could they care? Just needed a few hours. So, moving on. Control the wipers with this knob that here. Do little fiddles with the controls. They seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. Always clear skies down here. So I hear, but most of our product is delivered by surface roads, which feel rain quite often, particularly in the spring months, so I hear. They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay. All review. He was a lost cause. She didn't need it anyway. She was smart. Bored. It was time to cut out. Rough day for it, though. 83 and biblical flood. They went to see a movie. Some anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women, real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wants to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. They poured another drink, and another, and another. She worried it was getting dark out, and then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, someone else's car. Early morning joyride and a sunrise collision. She got in the bus and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. Seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time, but as he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a direction. Years later, think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. A modest technology, but suited to the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Howdy, Magic Demon. Thank you for the bit. Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good, strong folks in shipping here, so never need worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload destination, but that's the job, and some drivers like the extra shift stacking and loading here. I shouldn't really do any lifting these days. See, well, surely we could spare a dolly and a carrying strap for your health and safety. Conway woke on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt, usual. Lisette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. Couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. Said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around it. Set looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along. Conway drifted out again. Didn't hear about the accident until months later. So, what's next? Truck's radio crackles back to life. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now, tell him about your experience. Tell him the truck's in good shape. Tell him you'll start in the morning. I really can't. Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few... 10:33 dispatch. Got 2 black guys and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10:4. Back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lem. 10:4. Come back, wheel holder. Conway remained silent. Dispatch is addressing you. He's here, dispatch. Got your ears on? Good. Listen to this. I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? Got one more thing to show you. And right here, we will end the part 13 recording. I will start part 14 in just a second. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.